thought it's interesting to talk to one of the young people that we talk so much about their future, about climate change, about their mental health, the pension system, and will they have a pension and whatever, the whole question mark. They future somehow the media gives us the impression that there is no future for young people. So I thought it's interesting to talk to you, that you have been in different places in the world, in the US, in Los Angeles and Hawaii. You have been into Germany, to Munich, Spain very well, and for sure more countries that I'm not aware of right now. You studied in different places and you study media, so you're probably a good person to give a view about what is the state of mind of your generation right now. What do you think?
Well, I believe it depends a lot on who you are, your lifestyle, what you do with your life. There's obviously many different perspectives on this topic. Personally, I do have hope of a good future for myself. With the studies that I've done and all my experiences and the work that I'm doing, I personally do have a path for myself that I'm building every day. But at the same time, there's also a lot of young people that don't have the same resources or the same opportunities, especially the ones that have to work directly to make money. And this is a very different perspective, and it can be understood that they believe that the future is not so bright for them. Yet I believe slowly, altogether, we will manage to make future for young people, because of this generation is the future for everybody. So there has to be a path and a way for young people to have a future.
And you are finishing right now university training in media, in how to transmit content. And of course, that's very important right now for young people, social media, movie series, shows, podcasts. They very much influenced by all this. What you think will be your responsibility in that job?
Again, it depends exactly on what sector you end up being in. But I believe that the media is a very important sector to transmit not only information, but also hope to people through movies, through art. Very emotional and personal messages can be shared through them. And I believe it's part of the job of filmmakers and of actors and everybody that's in the artistic industry to transmit this closure, this feeling of togetherness. And if we look towards more to the journalistic part, then we have to also share what's reality in the world, what's going on. This is because not everything is pink always. And right now things are so crazy. So I believe it's part of the media to share reality, but at the same time to share hope, to not only share sad news or sad scenarios that are occurring in the world, because if you only share what's not good, then people will not feel hope for themselves or for the world. There's a very pessimistic perception, a very understandable pessimistic perception of the world right now, but I believe we can move forward. Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. They always say that the pandemic impacted a lot in young people, negative impact in some of them. I think you were in Barcelona when that happened, and in Spain we experienced really this confinement that was really, really heavy. What do you think? Did that change you, the pandemic?
It did to an extent. I was still in high school, in my last year of high school when this happened. So I focused a lot on studying for the final exam. I used the time to focus on myself and do some sport, read books, and basically study to get the best mark possible in my exams. But I can understand that as a young person, I did perhaps not really understand the huge impact this had, because for other people, the people that had businesses or jobs that required presence, it was a very different experience for them. They had to go out there in the middle of the pandemic and face the virus outside, which was not my case, for example. Um, I I think it affected differently depending on what your job was and your age, and
Mm.
your understanding of the whole situation.
And then now in your last part of your university training, you have been in the US. US is undergoing like a huge change as well. How did your colleagues there, your roommates, whatever, what did they think about what's going on in the US?
My friends weren't really focused on the political side of the US. We were just
Mm.
students. We were studying in Hawaii. We were focused on other things.
Big fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do sense that people in the US know that things are crazy right now. We just have a very different perspective, I think, because in Spain, at least I feel that people care more about how the political situation is, and people my age
Mm.
talk about these things. So when we go out, we speak about what's going on with the housing in Barcelona, for example. And in the US, I feel that young people, don't care that much.
If I would be a right now, I would really be afraid of how that can turn out. I mean, because in the end, the US is still a reference for us. No?
Well, yes, with my Spanish passport, I didn't have any issues, but I do have some friends that were scared to travel to South America, for example, because they had South American passports and they were scared they wouldn't be allowed to get back in. I had a very good life there, and I miss it. I really enjoyed it back there. But I would not, I mean, if I didn't find a very good job, I don't believe I would move to the US. Just personally,
Mm.
I don't, there's just a lot of things that are not right. And
Mm.
just a personal feeling being there, even if I enjoyed myself there, there's always this feeling where you know that it doesn't feel just like home does
Mm. Where's your home?
in Barcelona.
Ah, okay. So you're Spanish.
Yes.
You feel Spanish? Yeah, okay. Um, I don't know what you think about these activism. You have a lot of this activism, all kinds of activism, feminism, to protect pets or animals, or you agree with that? You think it's important, or does it probably also separate the society somehow?
I think it's important that there's a group of young people that transmit the weight of this situation. And I think that the cause of Fridays for Future is everything right now. I even joined in Munich when they had a few of those protests. I joined, and I feel it's important, but at the same time, I think that young people can only do so much before the
Mm.
government, because the government doesn't really listen to these kinds of
Mm.
protests. And you can feel that, but you still do it. So I think
Mm.
that the government should firstly care more for the cause, and then also listen to the people that are doing this for a reason.
Do you think that we should engage more with, like I do now with you? I listen to you. Should we engage more with young people, really take them serious
Yes.
and their warriors and they're not just saying, this is very common now to say, yeah, they're lazy, they don't do anything, they're spoiled. Yeah, they, some people even say they need another war to really to get serious again.
I think we have a very different worldview from older people, just because times are have been very different for us. And I don't think that that's not a cause for respect. Like, we have not gone through, personally, we have not gone through a war, but that doesn't mean that my opinion is worth any less than someone that has experienced that when they were my age. um
Mm.
I think there's a very different general worldview from the younger generations, and it should be more heard.
It gives me a good feeling to listen to your
I'm glad to.
thoughts. And where do you see yourself professional wise? What would you like to do? How you would like to have an impact in society somehow?
Yes, I mean, I think we all have deep in us this little feeling of wanting to cause real change in the world. So I think it's a natural thing. Um, I really have no idea where I'm gonna end up. I have been struggling to find a job in my sector, even though that I'm almost done with my studies. So I have realized how hard it is really find your place
Yeah.
in the industry and in the world. So what I try to do is just follow my gut, follow what I like to do, what I feel passionate about. And if you move through that path, you will find your position, you will find your place, and you will be able to carry out this work. Doesn't have to be now or a very clear path, just following what you know is right for you, and the moment and the place will come.
Let's hope.
And what is your perception on the world right now? When you consume news, do you only consume sad news?
We created this channel in the pandemic because we wanted to hear good news and we wanted to give good news. I believe as a journalist in good news, but the sad truth is it doesn't sell because there are a lot of social studies that people need to feel, they need to read bad news to feel better. Like, okay, there are people that are still worse in a worse situation than me. And, but I think that it has always been like this, but now with all these algorithm and that you get, the reference system and all this that you look at something, probably something you look at it only for curiosity, you look at Vox, and then suddenly you get a lot of other things from Vox, and it's like the German movie Die Welle, the
Mm.
wave. Suddenly you into it, you think, oh, this is cool and this is cool, and then suddenly you believe that you are part of Vox. I and
Know what they're doing. They have a presence in social media because they know that that's where they're going to be reaching younger
Yeah,
people. And
yeah,
they know what to post, what kind of contents can attract more viewers or more people to feel interested towards them. So yeah, I think it's very important to not only consume one channel of news, you have to consume
yeah,
more to have
yeah,
different, like the whole picture of how things are going.
mm,
But yeah, now that you talk about this, there's in Madrid specifically a lot of people my age that are Vox voters because maybe their parents are.
yeah,
And I think it's also very important to have more information than what you're being told at home because a lot of people will
mm,
just vote a specific party just because their family does so, and that's okay, but you need to be informed, like
yeah,
what's
yeah.
out
The
there.
other thing is that a lot of people, I think older, not so old people and young people are completely not consuming news anymore
Mm.
because they feel like it is destabilizing their mental health.
Yeah, that's
I know a couple of them, and it's true. If I would not be a journalist, I sometimes think, oh God, if you see this all the time, if you don't know what is behind, and that it is exaggerated, and that this is not true, and it's not like this, then it must drive you crazy. And I can understand that, but that's very dangerous not to listen to news at all.
to people that struggle with this is firstly to find one at least or a few channels that you feel that are informing you in a way that serves for you. And you don't have to consume everything or know everything that's going on around the globe, but you can be at least informed from your country, where the place you live in. You have to know what's going on. So find that
Mm,
channel. There's so many ways nowadays to be informed through Instagram, through social media. And I
yeah,
believe that news through social media are shared in a very positive light way. So they put the pictures, the audios, they make short videos, and they're very helpful to just get quickly informed about what's going on. And there's also a podcast that I listen to every day in Spotify. It's called IMA, and they share in
mm,
a very flowing, easy way the most important news pieces of the day, and they tell you even fun facts or so. So they make it very light for you to hear. And I think that's awesome for everybody, but especially for young people that don't want to be overwhelmed with the amount of information that that I feel that they should know.
I also recommend to read and listen to local news. They're really good. Local media, like local newspapers, local TV channels. That's the real important stuff. What's going around in your neighborhood, and how can you find, where they exchange rooms, apartments, or secondhand stuff, these flea markets, whatever. I mean, this is really useful information. And the other information, the global information, we really have to select. Is it important for me to know that in India there has been a train accident? No. Now we can select really the news. We can say, I don't want, this is not of interest for me. So we can also, tag things that we don't want to see. And people should, yeah, I mean, there should be a media as a subject at school as well. I mean,
I
how
believe.
to consume media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How now you're in Barcelona, right? You're in
Yes.
Barcelona right now. Oh, you're so yeah. I'm here in Cologne, and yeah, it's like 20 degrees here or something. So
Yeah, I'm missing the cold a little bit. It's very hot right now.
okay, greetings to Barcelona, and yeah, see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks
Ciao.
for having me.
Ciao. Ciao.